difference between your new movement and the Nation of Islam?
Well, the basic difference will be it'll probably be more flexible, and it's not my intention to teach among Muslims or those who are already Muslims, but to take Mr. Muhammad's message out among the non-Muslim so-called Negroes.
Well, you will work then with Negro groups that are working for integration?
But we won't be joining them, nor will they be joining us, but we will work together on any objective that we have in common, or that will be for the common good of the Negro community.
In Washington, Martin Luther King continued his political work with a group of senators sympathetic to his ideas.
Malcolm X versus Detroit Red. Was the Nation of Islam the right choice for Malcolm X? Before you give an answer, think about why he left the movement after he got older. Anyone can join a movement at a young age, but will, stay when they get older. Sometimes we make hasty decisions. It's a cruel world out here, and times were slightly different. I try to judge choices based on the era someone was in. Malcolm was alive during a certain time where resources for getting to know movements were limited. I could understand why he was in jail. He only had a few choices. You can walk solo, but that's not smart in life, or especially in prison. The scene where he shed a tear when he met Elijah Muhammad, but eventually he left the movement. That was his process of maturing Malcolm. If you watched or read anything on Malcolm X, you understand his journey. I rewatched his film and reread up on him a few days ago. I asked the question, was the Nation of Islam the right choice for him? I say that because he didn't seek them out, one of the members actively sought him. Obviously, we have the tragic ending of his life, but that's not what this writing is mainly about. What if he chose to be independent or a Christian? Would the Nation of Islam be as popular as it is today? Think about it, other than Muhammad Ali, Malcolm is the most popular member. But as I researched, he made a transformation. But if you notice, he was one of a few art of that group who did. I believe he was already maturing into a better person. It was meant for him to do so. Let's go a little deeper. You ever notice how he decided to separate himself from the group after Mecca? At this point, he's the face of the nation. Why leave a winning situation? But the question remains, what stand would Malcolm take if he were alive today? It's similar to how people think of Tupac and other popular figures. I could hypothesize and say whichever side was in agreement with financing him and providing protection. Because I would imagine he would have strong opinions today that would garner him enemies. So if he thought a side to take was against his beliefs, he wouldn't champion that movement. Once again, we make hasty decisions at certain points in our lives, and every decision matters. Nobody would leave a winning situation. What did he experience that made him want to leave? Then he started talking about former members of the group. As always, subscribe to the channel. Have a great day.